Coach, obviously players are a lot more resilient as far as bouncing back and not letting things build up as far as tough losses. But how do you kind of talk to your team about that? Because that's two heartbreakers they've lost this month, and needing big time road wins like that, and having them not go your way at the end. How do you keep your team motivated?
Yeah, we watched the film. We talked about it came down to a 1-point game. We had the ball. The last time we're up one with 4.5 seconds or whatever it was left, and they had to go the full length of court and do a spin dribble to an unbelievable shot that they made. This one we had a chance, and I was really proud of how we fought back. We were down big in the first half, and we had Reggie with 3 fouls, and really showed a lot of character the way we fought back. So I was really pleased with our effort, and especially defensively, to hold that team, a good offensive team, to 38%. But you just got to move to the next one and learn from that, and have that be something that motivates you to be better. There's so many plays that add up during the game. We'd have done better. We wouldn't have been in that situation. And give them credit. I mean, there was a shot about 3.5 minutes ago that Reeves made. That DJ couldn't defend any better. He was 3 for 14. This was one of his 3 baskets. It was over an outstretched contest. He made it when we had the lead. We took the lead at 58-57.
The shot he made in the lane.
Yeah, right there. It was at the foul line almost. It was a bad shot. That's not a shot. You go, oh yeah, we want him to take that shot if you're the coach, and he made it. So obviously that was tough.
Look, Garrett, front row. Obviously a tragedy in the basketball world yesterday. The passing of Kobe Bryant. How much of an impact did he truly have on the sports, and just what are your thoughts overall on the legacy he's going to leave?
Yeah, I really was shocked and sad. And we were actually just getting ready to hit the floor. We were in the weight room as a team when I was made aware of what happened, and I went in to bring our team together and tell them what happened. We had a moment of silence and prayer for his family, and obviously most importantly for him and his daughter, and all the other 7 people that were involved. We had only heard 5 at the time when it first happened, but that was just awful. I mean, I had a chance to meet Kobe a number of times, being in LA when he was with the Lakers. And, Brian Shaw, who's one of my recruits that I had as an assistant at UCSB, who played in the NBA, actually, was really close with Kobe, because he knew him since he was 9 years old. He played with his dad in Italy after his first year of the Celtics, and became very, very close to Kobe, having played with him every day when he's a 9-year-old, and then became his teammate and then his coach. And I just felt, it was just awful. I mean, and he was such a international figure. He did so much in Asia. For example, the most popular player in China is Kobe Bryant. It's not Yao Ming, it's Kobe. He was the player that everybody loved. He did a lot of promoting of basketball in Asia. And, it's just, it's surreal. 41 years old, your 13-year-old daughter. I mean, it's just, I was just really hollow the rest of the day, and I feel terrible. And it also makes you realize that, hey, you never know when God's going to call you home, and you got to enjoy and be thankful for every day, and be secure in your belief in the Almighty and His Son who came to save us.
Go to Joel, second row.
Kind of feels weird even asking a basketball question after talking about that, but this is probably a no-duh kind of question, but no quad 1 wins yet, I don't think, for your team. How critical is it, this game at Florida? I think you still got a game at Kentucky. You get a few opportunities left for quad 1 wins. I know you take one game at a time, but just big picture.
Yeah, we're 48th in net right now. We actually were 52 going to game Saturday, moved up 4 spots after a 1-point loss on the road to Oklahoma. You really want to be in the 30s. So, we have a number of important games coming up. One game Florida's obviously a really good team, and they're coming off 2 losses in a row against 2 really good teams at LSU. They had a chance. I don't know if you guys saw the end of it. I mean, they have a layup to tie the game with 0.5 seconds left, and they waved it off. It was a heck of a play. They're great on their out-of-bounds plays. But they were right there, you know, to put it in overtime. And then, you know, Baylor's the #1 team in the country. So they're obviously not going to want to lose 3 in a row, and we're going to get their very best game tomorrow.
Obviously, those freshmen last year from Florida are sophomores now, and they got a lot of familiar pieces back, but they've added, obviously, Blackshear and added some pieces to the puzzle. When you look at Florida on film and when you've studied them this year, what matchups kind of
Well, I tell you, Nemhard's the whole key to their team. Nemhard is the absolute, and he's phenomenal. I mean, he has half their assists. He has the ball in his hands the entire time. So when you look at, you know, the assists here on this right here, you know, look at on the season right now. I'm looking for what do we have here? 118 out of their 221. So he has over half the assists. When you go to the conference, it's even more astounding. You know, in the conference he has 39. The next closest guy is 9. So he has 39 of 74. So he has the ball all the time. He makes great decisions. He's a phenomenal floor leader. You know, they have really good players around him. I mean, Locke is shooting 54% from 3 in conference. You know, that's unbelievable. You know, that's like shooting 81 or whatever it is, you know, from 2. You know, I think that, you know, Blackshear is a great player, you know, really does a lot of things well for him, including pass. You know, when I look at, you know, Johnson's shooting the ball so much better than he did a year ago. He's really improved his game. He was MVP of their Charleston tournament that they won the same time we were down in South Carolina. He's an outstanding player. He takes, you know, 26% of his shots from 3 and shoots 41%, but he's a really good athlete and finisher around the basket. You know, they have a number of freshmen. This kid Payne, who starts for him inside. I watched them on film against Auburn. He had 19 points in that game. He was 9 for 9 from the field. He's a beast. He's really a good player. They have Scotty Lewis is projected in the first round, who doesn't even start for him. You know, but these are, you know, he's a 5-star guy. I mean, he's a big-time player. You know, Mann is a very good player. What I was amazed at when I was looking at this is when you look at their conference stats, you know, look at assists right here. You know, no one's even close to Nemhard. When I look at on the season, for example, you know, Iverson got to play a lot of minutes at the point. I think he has more assists than Mann, Locke, and one other of the guards combined. Glover, who's a good player, the freshman, 0. So he has more assists in the street. So I mean, that one guy has the ball all the time. Everything is running through him, and he's really difficult because he's so smart. He has size. He can, you know, finish at the rim at 6'5". He passes over the defense. You know, he's the biggest issue we have.
You got several second-generation players on the roster, but Devin Buss's dad played at Texas Tech. Just could you tell, you know, when you started recruiting him, that he may have had a little bit more knowledge than your typical high school guy?
Anytime you're the son of a high major player that's been around the game, you know, you have a leg up because your dad, you know, is much more advanced than a dad that didn't play at that level. And so, you know, his dad actually coached him in AAU. So he had an AAU program that he started, and, you know, Devin played for him. So, yeah, he has a good basketball IQ.
Go back to Garrett to the right.
One of Reggie's best games of the year this year is when he played against Anthony Edwards, and now playing against preseason SEC Player of the Year Blackshear. Do you think he's going to have just a little bit extra to prove how good he is on a day-to-day basis again?
Yeah, I think that goes every day. I mean, I don't even think of it like that. You know, maybe, you know, a kid does, but it's like, you know, every day you got to bring your best. You know, he has a bullseye on his chest. That's the main thing. Everybody's looking at him. You know, MVP of the 19 and under. we had a terrific homestand in our last homestand. Obviously, the foul trouble, was really problematic for us in the technical in that last game, which kept him out of the first half and the beginning of the second half. He only played 22 minutes, which is, I'm assuming, a season low by far. And so obviously we need him in there, but it's about us beating Florida, not Reggie outdoing Blackshear. I mean, and I know Reggie gets that.
Anything else for Coach before we let him go to practice?
Okay, thanks, guys.